this is part 2 of tips for TOEIC. This is so you can write faster, get the answers more effectively, and just get a higher score. So we are going to look at 5 tips today and things to be aware of on the TOEIC test. Let's get started. Number 1, if you see by the time subject verb, your main clause in TOEIC is usually going to be future perfect. Now, future perfect follows the form will have verb. Now, let's look at an example. By the time I finish my work, my children will have already gone to bed. Notice, will have gone. That is future perfect. If you see by the time in TOEIC, that is a clue. You probably are going to use future perfect. Let's look at an example. By the time I launch the product, our competitor, theirs. Now, what do you think the answer is? D, yes, because you see by the time and they're talking about the future, and this is so common in TOEIC. They have one of these on every test. So if you see by the time, there's like a 99% chance that your answer will be future perfect. All right, let's look at one more example. After I finish the movie, I to bed. Well, the answer is A here, will go, because they are not using by the time. And once again, when you see by the time in TOEIC, there's a good chance your answer is going to be future perfect. Love how I said chancer. Okay, let's look at number 2. The phrase look forward to. They often put this in the TOEIC test. Here's the tip. After look forward to, use a noun or verb ing. Don't follow it with a base verb. Why? The to is a preposition here. So let's look at the example. I look forward to on Tuesday. Your answer is C. You're using a verb ing or a noun. Those are your options after the expression look forward to. All right, let's look at 11. When you use since related to time, when you are talking about time and your adverb clause or your prepositional phrase starts with since, the main clause will be present perfect or present perfect continuous 99% of the time. This always comes up once on TOEIC. Get the answer quickly. So let's look at the example. It says, since I was a child. The answer is C, because you're using present perfect in your main clause. Now, you might say, what about B? Well, that just doesn't make sense because you are interested, you were interested, you have been interested in something. Let's look at another example and get the answer quickly for the next one. Since 2012. Well, you've got since, pick present perfect. Okay, and remember, this is when since is being used for time, when you're talking about time. All right, let's look at one more example. Since it was extremely expensive, the product. Well, here, since is not talking about time. Since is talking about a reason. So you have to read the whole thing. So the answer here is A, because you're not using since to talk about time. You're using since as a word like because or as. All right, let's go to the third common mistake. If you see most, some, many, all, plus of, you always need a the or possessive pronoun after it. So if you have most of, if I say most of friends, that is wrong. I could say most of the friends, most of my friends. If you don't have of and you just have most, then you just go straight to the noun. So let's look at number 12. It says blank people do not think the decision will benefit the city. It is definitely not A, because if you have most of, you need a the, his, her, its. So the answer here is B. Remember the rule. If you have most of, you need the or possessive pronoun before the noun. All right, let's look at 13. Or number 4, tip 4. Here's the rule. Do not put few or fewer before a non-countable noun. For example, he has fewer problems than me. Perfect. No problem there. But he has fewer information than me. This is incorrect. This is incorrect. So here you would say he has less information than me. If you use fewer, you need to have a countable plural noun after it. All right, and the last one, tip 5. This is very advanced, but if a sentence starts with never, rarely, seldom, or hardly ever, the sentence will look like a question. This is called inverted sentences or inversion, and it is extremely advanced grammar. Fortunately, when you're taking Toeic, and just this lesson is focusing on tips. So, what an inverted sentence is like this. Never have I seen the movie. Rarely do I ski. I'm saying I rarely ski. Let's look at a Toeic example. It says never, comma, and never is at the start of the word. So what's the answer? B, because I'm starting the sentence with never, and if I start a sentence at the very start, never, comma, seldom, comma, the statement looks like a question. So the answer is B here. Let's look at one more example. It says blank, comma, is he late? Notice it doesn't say he is late. It says, is he late? So, what can you pick? You can't pick always. You can't pick sometimes. Your only option here is C, rarely, because if you start a sentence with never, seldom, rarely, hardly ever, comma, inverted sentence, it looks like a question. All right, so these are 5 tips for today. There's more coming. Please like, subscribe, share, tell people about this channel, because it's going to make Toeic a lot easier for you. Have a great day. Bye.